What's up everyone, this is Jackhammer2711 and I've got yet another video review for you guys today. And what we're going to be looking at right now is the Masters of the Universe Classics Eldor figure. Of course, Eldor was originally scheduled to be one of the figures released in the Powers of Grayskull line that was going to be the follow-up to the original Masters of the Universe Classics toy line back in the 80s. Before that line eventually got canceled. And there have been pictures released of that prototype, and ever since then, Masters of the Universe fans have just been waiting for some sort of representation of this figure, and we finally get him in Masters of the Universe Classics. As you can see, Eldor came packaged in the traditional mailer box that Mattel Collector packages their figures in now. With the nice Masters of the Universe Classics logo, and of course his name, Eldor, across the bottom. He was the October Club Eternia subscription figure on MattelCollector.com, and was originally available on MattelCollector.com in the month of October. $25 if you're a subscriber, $27 if you bought him on day of sale, as all the standard figures are in this line. Inside the mailer, you get this Eldor inside his packaging. Before we take a closer look at the Eldor in his packaging, I want to show you guys this. He comes packaged with some stickers. Some stickers that we really haven't seen yet, and these are really, really cool. There's an Evil Warrior sticker and a Heroic Warrior sticker. I would love it if from here on out, Mattel would package their standard Masters of the Universe Classics figures. You know, they all have their faction stickers. As you can see here, Eldor has that Powers of Grayskull faction sticker. And of course, there's one for the Horde, there's one for Princess of Power, there's one for the Snake Men. But now we have one for the Evil Warriors and the Heroic Warriors. You can see their Heroic Warriors. They have this kind of eagle, bird of prey type logo there with the Heroic Warriors up above. You know, there you go. Maybe we'll do with the one that I'm actually pointing to this time, that eagle motif and the Heroic Warriors above it. And then of course your Evil Warriors, they have Evil Warriors and then Skeletor's Havoc Staff on there. And that's really, really nice. I really think that's really cool. You get 8 stickers in all, 4 Evil Warriors and 4 Heroic Warrior stickers. But that does come packaged with Eldor. Taking a look now at Eldor in the packaging. As you can see, he comes in the standard Masters of the Universe Classics packaging. You got your Masters of the Universe Classics logo there at the top. Taking a look at him there in packaging, he just looks really cool. You know, I can't wait to get him open and take a look at him, especially because of that accessory he's holding right there, which of course is the Book of Spells. He's got his Powers of Grayskull faction sticker there. And of course there you see at the bottom Eldor, Heroic Guardian of the Book of Living Spells. So freaking cool. Bottom of the packaging has that legal mumbo jumbo Mattel puts on their packaging. Taking a look at the back of the package. There's a good look at Eldor's bio there. Real name is Retindle the Wise. Not too bad. That's not too bad of a name. And then of course you got that nice artwork of Eldor right there. If you want to read that bio, you can pause it and do that right now. But looking at some of the other figures that were available in the line, you have Returnia Disguised He-Man, Hero, Eldor, which is the figure we have in hand now, King Hiss, Snakeface, and Ratlore. And of course you got your Masters of the Universe Classics logo at the top there. But let's go ahead and bust Eldor out of his plastic prison and see just exactly what he's working with. I can't wait. I've been waiting for him. I know you have too. So let's get this done. Alright everybody, we've got Eldor here out of the packaging. And before we get into the figure himself, let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories. The first accessory he comes with is this staff. It's a wooden type staff. And as you can see, it kind of comes up and comes back around on itself. And he's got a spell stone, a clear spell stone right in the middle of it. And just take a look at its sculpt on this thing. Man, this is nice. Just all these gnarled knots here and there and everywhere, and just this intricate detail on this staff is just beautiful. It's painted in brown, and it's got this light brown wash over it that really brings out the sculpt, and it is just fantastic. I mean, just the sculpt on this thing is crazy. The level of detail, I mean, it just, you look at it and you know it's wood. It's made of knotted up wood. It's not, you can't mistake it for just, you know, some other kind of material. It's obvious it's wood, and it goes all along and through the handle there. As you can see those sculpts in the handle there, and even down there to the bottom, just more of that really knotted, gnarled sculpting detail down there at the bottom. But it's really, really nice. Eldor staff. The other accessory he comes with, and one that I'm quite excited for, is this. This is the Book of Living Spells. As you can see, it's very, very nicely detailed. Just an extreme amount of detail on it. You have the Iron Cross of He-Man on this side, which is really, really cool. And you see that nice sculpting detail there in the middle and on each leg of the cross. And on the opposite side, you have Heroes logo on the opposite side here. So very, very cool. Very, very nice. You can see there on the edges, it's got this gold kind of edges to the binding there on the book, or rather the cover of the book, and it's just some very nice sculpted detail there. It's painted in a nice metallic gold, and you just take a closer look at that detail. I mean, the Four Horsemen did a really nice job. Very, very nice job. It also has like a gold clip to keep the book shut there. It goes across both sides. Then, of course, you got more of that sculpting detail there. The cover of the book is painted this nice brown, this dark brown color. And you can see in the sculpting detail there, the texturing, it looks like very, very worn leather. It's so nice. Oh, this is just a beautiful accessory. And it's like that across both sides. I mean, just look at that level of texture on this thing. And, of course, it goes across the spine of the book. Spine of the book, you have gold detail here, 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 and here painted on it across the spine of the book. And then on it, you have more of that nice texturing there. As you can see here on the insides where the book closes, it almost is made to look like either wooden or rope toggles that holds the book together, and it's really, really cool. I've seen a lot of people on the Matty Collector forum say that this is the accessory of the year, and I have to tend to agree. It's so, so nice. You can just see the sculpting there on the pages on the inside of the book there. I'll let you see that it's just full of these old, withered, worn pages. Very, very nice. Then, of course, you got your bookmark that comes out the bottom right there. And then, you know, you can see it there at the top, too. That would be enough if this was all it was and this is all it did. But it doesn't. If you take the book, you can open it. And on the inside is just even more detail. Man, this thing is just nice. You can see it's double jointed. There's a joint here and here. It's articulated on both sides as you look inside. Now that I have it open, that's obviously probably supposed to be rope binding the book together. No spells or anything on the inside, but more of that detail on the texture, the pages there across the top and the bottom edges, and then of course you see the bookmark that goes through the middle of it right there. Just really, really nice. But you see there's an articulation point here and here, so you can really hold that book open wide like this. And it's very, 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 very nice. So Eldor's main accessory, in my opinion, the Book of Living Spells. Now taking a look at Eldor, just a very nice figure. fans of Masters of the Universe, as I said earlier, have been waiting and waiting and waiting since the 80s to get some representation of this character, and we finally have him. And what a fantastic representation it is. Taking a look at that face sculpt, the Four Horsemen just continue their excellent work on these face sculpts. Let's go ahead and take a look at his hood. His hood is removable, and as you take a look at the detail on the hood there, just very nice texture detail in there. It obviously looks like fur of some animal. And then across the back, you can see there's stitching that runs along the edge and the top of it, where you see that it's been stitched together. I mean, just that level of detail is awesome. That's the thing that makes this toy line so great. That attention to detail that the Four Horsemen put into things, that just pushes things over the edge. And as you look at it from the side, you can see it comes to a little point right there. But just really nice, really cool. And it just, as I showed, it just slips right over the top. Fits nicely in place. Taking a closer look at the head sculpt for Eldor, and the Horsemen just, it must be nice to be that talented. They just knock another one out of the park. You can see by some of the sculpting detail around his eyes there, over his forehead. They've got some wrinkles sculpted in to make him look older, but he doesn't look so old that you get the sense that he can't handle himself, I guess you could say, in a battle. He's got this nice sculpted beard with those individual strands sculpted in right there that just look really nice. Just looks fantastic. And he's got like this sort of this skull cap on the top of his head with some more sculpted texture into it right there that looks really nice. It's painted kind of in a metallic copper or brown. It just looks really great. Just a high level of detail on this figure. Taking a look at his tunic there, that fur detail that was in the hood, it goes along the collar here on both sides, runs down the length of the front down to the bottom of his tunic right there. If you look at the back, there's more detail there, and then it's kind of cool because then it looks like, oh look, he just flipped his hood off and it's just resting down over his shoulders. It's kind of the way it looks, and you see more of that stitching detail down the middle of that right there, and that's exactly what that looks like. It looks like he just took his hood off and it's hanging off his shoulders there. Really nice job on this sculpt. You can see some more sculpted detail, some line detail in there on both sides. Taking a look at the front again, you've got his sort of undershirt there, as you can see, and it's got some sculpting detail there, and more detail even where you can see the strings that tie together. Those this is kind of a tan color. Those strings are done in like a deep dark purple. They almost look black on the screen as I'm looking at it right now, but they are a deep dark purple color, and just that level of detail in that is just spectacular. I mean, the Horsemen have, I mean, you say it often, but they've done it again. And this is just one of those removable armor pieces. As you can see, it attaches right here, right there. I'm not going to take it all the way off, but just kind of peel it off there so you can see underneath it is just a standard Masters of the Universe Classics buck painted in brown. But we do have a unique armor piece there. Still kind of bulky here on the side, still kind of chunky, but not too bad. We know they're finally will have addressed that by next year. But anyway, unique armor piece. Then of course it comes down here to his shoulders. His sleeves come down to these tattered edges down here at the bottom that just look spectacular. I mean, this is a really nice figure. He's really cool. I mean, looking at him in package, he almost looks kind of blob, but whenever you get him out and see all the detail on him, this figure's so nice. You see more of that line detail up the sleeve right there, so you can see that this is clearly, part of his outfit. And he's got these hands down here. Just so nice. Really nice. Nicely done on the sculpt. Then he's got his belt there. You can kind of see on that almost looks right there like the ram stone a little bit. I haven't read the bio, so I don't know if they're tying him into them in some fashion, into the nameless one, or sorry, the faceless one and the Ramstone. But that definitely looks like the Ramstone on his belt buckle there. But the belt's really nice. It's painted in a nice gold color, metallic gold. It's got these rivet details along here, more sculpted and texture detail on it. And then coming around to the back of his belt, this is just some really cool touches that the Horsemen are known for. They got this little leather pallet. It's sculpted. It's just part of the sculpt. It's not removable. But just a little bag that he's got some greenery and some little herbs for casting spells. And it connects to his belt with a metal colored chain. It's not metal, of course, but it's painted in a metallic silver. And then here on this side, he's got some more tools of his wizarding trade. This little sickle type deal right here, all once again part of the sculpt. And then he's got, looks like there's some runes or something on these plates. I'm not really sure what that would be, but just further part of the sculpt. And then the bottom of his tunic is just sculpted more, that tattered fabric down there at the bottom. Really, really nice. Moving down to the legs, he's got the standard Masters of the Universe Classics legs, as you can see there, but they're painted in a gray color, so you can tell he's wearing leggings. And then the boots, just more detail there again as well. He's got these cuffed boots with these tattered edges, these cuffed boots right here and tattered edges, really, really nice. And then across the bottom, you can see where he's just, there's like ropes sculpted in more detail in there at the bottom. This is just a fantastic figure, guys. I really, really, really like him a lot. Going over the articulation, the head does go all the way around 360 degrees. You kind of have to work with it with his beard and these lapels, I guess you would call them, of his jacket there. But it will go all the way around. The head also does go up about that far, and then down about that far, not too much, kind of just back into a neutral position because of the way the beard's sculpted. But still works really, really nice. Arms do go all the way around there at the shoulder. They go up about that high, back down. They, of course, do have a swivel at the bicep. He's got a single point elbow, twist at the wrist. He does have a ab crunch, which allows him to go about that far back, and then back forward again. The armor right here doesn't really allow it to go forward that much on the ab crunch, but there is some movement there. But anyway, it doesn't hinder it barely at all. Of course, he does have a twist at the waist. He will go all the way around. Legs go out about that far, then back in. Of course, they go about this far forward. Getting him into a seated pose will be a little bit of a challenge. You can do it, as you can see here, but it is hindered by the tunic piece on the belt there just a little bit, but not too bad. It's not bad. They go about that far forward, and of course, back down to a neutral position, and then they will go back about that far. Again, hindered a little bit by the sculpt of the tunic and pants part of the sculpt right there. They do rotate at the thigh, go all the way around if you fight with it, but I'm not gonna. Got a single point joint, single point articulation joint at the knee. Man, I can't talk today. Back down. He does have boot cut articulation. It will go 360 degrees if you force it, but just the way the boot cuff is sculpted, it will probably be better not to force it. You know, you don't want to break it. But you probably could get it all the way around if you wanted to. And then, of course, he does have the single point ankle right there. And just the slightest bit of ankle pivot. But anyway, that's Eldor. Just taking a look at the Book of Living Spells once again with him. His hands aren't really sculpted to hold the book. You can kind of turn his arms up like so. If I can get him standing there. Turn his arms up like so. Get him rotated in. You can get this Book of Spells with that bad boy open. And he'll hold it. He'll hold it somewhat. But I mean, it's not as if he's holding it with his hands gripping it. But he is able to hold the book like that, though. And as you can see, I mean, that's just, you've got him in that pose. That's iconic right there. I mean, that just looks fantastic. And then, of course, take the book out of his hand. If he's prancing about with his staff, it fits into his hand. Man, it's hard to get into his hand with those cuffs sculpted in like that. But you can't get it into his hand. Man, I'm having a fight with it. Slide it in. And there you have him holding his staff. Really, really nice figure. Oh, now he wants to fall. Of course he does. Really? There you have it. And Book of Living Spells there at his feet. Anyway, guys, this has been my review of the Masters Universe Classics Eldor. As I said, he was the October Club Eternia figure and was available on MattelCollector.com. Go ahead and give MattelCollector.com a check. It's a cool site if you haven't ever visited. As always, rate, comment, like, and subscribe. This has been Jackhammer 2711, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.